Reminder number 2, the thesis statement really should have the 2 pieces, the topic and the stance. Sometimes people like to put those 3 reasons why in the thesis statement, and that can work, but the problem with that is that the goal of the thesis statement is to emphasize the analysis of the essay. And the analysis is united and runs through the whole essay. So one way to think about this is, there was a movie a while back, but it makes a really good example. That movie, The Hangover, okay? So there was Hangover 1, Hangover 2, and Hangover 3. And basically, if I remember right, these guys go to Vegas and they lose their friend who's supposed to get married. So if you think of a movie plot line like a thesis statement, they're actually really similar. Because in the thesis statement, you have the one idea. So you've got some stuff, and then you use the analysis to come back to that one idea. The analysis is your thinking. So the analysis isn't the facts. The analysis is your thinking, you're explaining. So you move through the essay, and you have some new information and some citations and some examples, and then you have some analysis where you tie it back to the thesis statement. And you move through the essay that way. Paragraph 1, kind of somewhere toward the end of the first paragraph, is generally some analysis that explains how this stuff up in the paragraph connects to the thesis statement. You move into the second body paragraph, you have some new information and new examples, and then again, there needs to be some analysis in that paragraph that connects the contents of the paragraph up to the thesis statement. So each body paragraph is not its own little thing. Each body paragraph is there to serve the thesis statement. The thesis statement runs through each body paragraph. So in the Hangover movie, they lose their friend, and basically what happens is a bunch of crazy stuff happens, and then at the end of the scene, they're back to, oh, we better go find our friend. And then some more crazy stuff happens, and then again, we better go find our friend. Are we going to find our friend? So essentially, that's the thesis statement of the movie, is it always comes back to that. And a lot of movies, like Star Wars, all of the Hobbit movies, Shrek, those are all old ones. Anyway, it's going to work with the new ones too. It's essentially the story question. There's one question that's introduced at the start of the movie. Same thing holds true with books. There's a story question at the start of the book. And it's the one thing that drives all of the scenes throughout the whole work, whether it's a book or a movie. It's the one thing. The stuff happens, there's new questions, you meet new characters, crazy things happen, scary things happen, but it usually always ties back to that one story question. So the thesis statement works the same way. It's the one thread that runs through the essay. And for our academic essays, it needs to have the 2 pieces, the topic and the stance. So a thesis statement that has a topic that's too large will end up off focus and wander. It's very rare that the topic is too small. That happens maybe like in 2% of the essays, that the topic is too small. Generally, the problem is that the topic is too large. You only have 2 or 3 sheets of paper, so the possibility of analyzing something large it doesn't really exist. So generally speaking, the topic needs to be super small, way smaller than you'd think, often. So topic and the stance is an abstract thing. It's an opinion, an observation, and an idea. So you see, a stance isn't 3 reasons why, because 3 reasons why are essentially 3 facts or 3 independent pieces. So if you use 3 reasons why, you haven't stated the one thing in the thesis statement that unites the thinking of the whole essay. When you use topic and 3 reasons why, or topic and 3 points, often it's too easy to end up with 3 individual paragraphs. And you need that one uniting observation, idea, stance, opinion, that abstract thing needs to run through the whole essay. That's the hard part. That is a hard thing to do. But that's what makes it fun. I don't know. That's what makes it what it is. So quick fix is at the end of each body paragraph, just make sure that there is some analysis in that body paragraph that explains how the stuff that's in that body paragraph connects up to the thesis statement. Move into your second body paragraph, even if it's wobbly, even if the wording isn't good, if it's there, it's there. If it's not there, then the paragraph appears to be just kind of on its own and not united under the thesis statement. When you get to the conclusion, okay, so you've got your introduction where you introduce your topic, your thesis statement where you have your topic and your stance, your body paragraphs that have examples, information, ideas, and analysis. The analysis, again, ties up to the opinion, observation, or stance. The analysis is the abstract part. The topic is the concrete part. So the topic, the examples, the ideas, facts, statistics, those are all concrete things. So you have two things here. You have the concrete things and the abstract things. So the abstract things, again, that's your thinking. That's the, essentially, that's the part that you're supposed to deliver. Anybody can go and get the facts. Your thinking is your thinking. So that's essentially like your spin on it, your magic, your thing. In the conclusion, you can pull together the main ideas, but what's even more important is that you refocus on the stance, the abstract part. And in the conclusion is a good place to make sure that you have something that connects with the values that you believe run throughout the essay. So that can you can straight up say what they are, or you can provide an example or some wording or some analysis that in some way shows how your topic connects with the values. Another thing to think about with the values is to remember that in this context here, academic, LCC, Lansing area, Michigan, you guys you've known each other now, you've got a little sense of who we are. So when you think about the values that you think are embedded in your essay, you want to use the values that connect with this audience. So, so like with the dance, values that connect with everyone here, hard work, determination. I know that because here you are. So those two values are ones that we definitely all share. Dance can also be real flashy and exciting, and those are cool, fun values, but they aren't necessarily ones that would work for all of us in this context. So that's why values and audience are connected. And keep that in mind when you think when I ask what the values are, I'm asking what the values are, but I'm also asking what values are most important in this context, in the academic context, with us here. So that's something to think about.